from the Cornbread Nation, Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation, Rob and Dave on the Humpday Show. We're talking all out of the Southern Fried Nation. We're talking all out of Cornbread Nation, Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Rob and Dave from the Cornbread Nation. We're talking all out of Southern Fried Nation. We're talking all out of Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Rob and Dave from the Cornbread Nation. We're talking all out of the Southern Fried Nation. We're talking all out of Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Rob and Dave from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation, Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation, Rob and Dave on the Humpday Show. We're talking all out of Southern Fried Nation. We're talking all out of Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Rob and Dave from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave on the Humpday Show.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night. You're over halfway through the work week. Congratulations. Friday's that much closer. I'm Rob. That's Dave. That's, like I get my finger, that down there is Steve. And directly underneath me is Mr. John Frady joining in with us tonight. We've heard a lot about him and we've been looking forward to it. And welcome to the show.
Hey, Rob, let's, I don't think anybody would have a problem with it. We certainly don't hear it because we do, but let's me and you open this show in prayer and pray for the Fort Stewart and our show tonight. And I think it'd be appropriate tonight. I'll start us off. You end us, brother. All right.
I'll do it.
Father, we thank you, Lord, this evening for the blessing it is to be here. Thank you for the safety and security that we've had today with our health and our families. As school goes back, some schools have already started. Keep the children safe, Lord, as they make their journey back in the school violence and on the buses and whatever it may be. We do pray especially tonight for our soldiers, all those families and soldiers impacted by the horrific shooting today. Lord, just bless our nation and bless our show tonight, Lord. And these ministries have been coming on. We just pray you'd pour a major blessing out on them. For what they're doing for the kingdom. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, please be with these families over at Fort Stewart and Georgia here. This is a horrible, horrible incident today. Be with their families, a speedy recovery to everybody involved. Thank you for protecting them. Dear Heavenly Father, and we ask a special blessing tonight on all of our veterans and service members, wherever they may be stationed, wherever they may be at. Dear Heavenly Father, please keep us going here on the podcast in the direction that you would have us to go. And because everything should be to your glory. And we ask these things in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. All right, folks. Glad to have you here on Hump Day. Hello, Miss Jenneth. And Brother Barry, thus far that I have seen messages from. Well, folks, just to give a quick update, and then we're going to sit back and just really have a good time tonight in fellowship and music. Our guest last week with Choose Life USA Ministries, and that was a great show. We have, as Rob was saying even today, we've taken that interview, and we'll do the same thing for John. That interview, we pulled it down just for that part. We have since put it back up on Facebook and today YouTube, and they're sharing that out with all their contacts around the country and wherever it may need to go. But in that conversation, they mentioned John, And I said, well, send me the info. I'd be glad to have John come up. And thank you for coming, John. And just tell us about you. Tell us about Crosskin Ministries, your testimony, whatever you want to share, brother. And we're hoping he'll sing a couple of songs for us here, because that's what the ministry, if I understand it right, and he's going to tell me if I'm wrong, it involves a lot of music and worship. And I like that. Rob, you got anything before we turn it over to John? Thanks for Steve being here. It's the first Wednesday, Steve. And y'all go visit Half Pine Forge. And in the second hour, we're going to talk to him about this turf thing. I've got a vent about that. This turf, I don't know. I'm still confused about, we started out talking about rolling trees, and then he comes out with this turf. I don't even remember what he said. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in the second hour. And me and Steve's going to have this out. No.
Oh.
Go ahead, Rob.
I don't have anything. I've been looking forward to hearing Mr. John. Mr. John Frady, come on, tell us about it.
Well, thank you, Dave and Rob, and good to meet you, Steve. Listen, I got to honor my brother Doug. They've been such a blessing, and we travel around and do praise and worship before they do their Choose Life ministry, and it's just been such a good time. So you want to know a little bit about me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at me, do you see somebody that looks like a prisoner?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Definitely a hard.
I love
Probably.
that, Steve.
I don't know. Maybe an underboss. I'm being a smart. You'll learn pretty quick, man. Almost like 90% of the stuff that comes out of my mouth, just don't take it seriously.
All right, it's totally fine. I love that. Listen, I love humor. There's nothing like it. So a little bit about me. I grew up in the church, right? I was a church kid, grew up singing in the church choirs, going on the church trips. And then I got into high school, and I wanted to be cool like Steve. I mean, that's right, Steve. So,
I love it.
You didn't want much.
So anyway, I wanted to be cool. So I started hanging out with the cool kids, and they drank and they smoked and they partied. We partied on the weekends. I came back, went to church, went back to school, did my studies, whatever. And I go off to college. Well, I've been playing golf ever since 7th grade, varsity golf. So I went to Gardner-Webb University on a golf scholarship. And when I got there, I settled in, I made some friends, and then the first practice comes around, and guess what they did? Drug test. Now tell me this, Dave. Did you know that they give drug tests to people before they can play college sports?
I did not.
Yeah, how about you, Rob? Did you know that?
I didn't.
Steve?
I would guess.
Well, okay. Well, usually somebody says, "Yeah, I knew that," and I was like, "Well, why didn't you tell me?"
I really didn't know that. I just
I
never
didn't
thought
know
about
it either.
Is it because of the scholarship, or is it because just
No.
everybody?
No, it's
Everybody gets tested.
to
I
play
mean, I
college
figured
sports.
high school, I'd be. I don't know. I never thought about it.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to take a drug test to play college sports. So I had my dreams set on playing college golf, and I was going to be like this mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, some kind of engineer. But when I failed the test, my heart was broken. And I got angry at them. I was angry at myself. Here I was, my dreams playing college golf, and I'm cut from the team. Just because I've been partying, hanging out with the cool kids, smoking a little bit of marijuana. So I get angry. I got angry at them. I got angry at myself. And I found some like-minded friends who partied a lot. And I was 30 minutes away from my hometown. And they needed party supplies. And guess who knew where to get them?
Yeah.
It was me. So in one choice, one decision to go get the party supplies, I became a drug dealer. For the next 18 years, that's all I knew. I was in the streets selling drugs. And remember, I was a church kid. I knew the Lord. I knew that God had saved my soul. I'd given my heart to Jesus, but I'd fallen away. Next thing you know, I'm selling drugs for 18 years. In 2013, SLED finally arrested me for the 10th time. And they convicted me of trafficking methamphetamines over 400 kingpin. And
Wow.
they didn't need any evidence. They burned me. And they gave me 12 years. And I had to do 10 years and 2 months of that.
Wow. Wow.
So,
You know, this is truly amazing. Let me just interject right here. And John, you wouldn't know, but, and this is very hard for me. I'll try not to cry. But, you know, I've got a son right now that's headed to state prison in any moment, who just took that journey, man. Just, I couldn't stop it. I tried everything.
yeah,
And he don't have 10 years, we hope, but he's got some years.
yeah.
And actually, my wife is down seeing him one last time before they move him right now. And it's really a blessing to me, man, for you to come on. I'm telling you.
Listen, Dave, it's
It
not your
touches my
fault.
heart.
It's not your fault, brother. My parents are great people, and there's nothing that they could have done, nothing that they could have said that would have changed my mind. It's totally not your fault. So just know that they are his choices. Listen, let me tell you this. Prison was the best thing that ever happened to me. The best thing. Listen, while I was there, God changed my heart. He gave me a heart for people. He changed my mind. He gave me clear thoughts. And he lifted me up and brought me out of there. I was the light inside that place. Or I tried to be the light inside that place. But,
Not
you know.
place that.
But prison was good for me. And I hope that your son will learn from it and grow. And I trust that. I believe that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He seems to be in a good place, but God has just been sending me people left and right through this. And there's no doubt why you're here.
Good.
If it's for nobody else, it's for me.
Yeah. I love it.
I've been telling Dave ever since this happened that it's not his fault. It was nothing he did wrong.
No.
But hearing it from someone like you that's been there probably means a lot more than me telling him.
Yeah.
I mean, what do I know? I'm not going through where he's at, you know, but you have a view into it. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I've known him for 30 some odd years. And that man right there, that's one I know, and I think the world of. And it has hurt me to my soul to see him going through everything that he's been going through.
Yeah.
And brother, if you knew how much and how hard I've been praying, you know.
I know.
I love it. So
love you too, man. Well,
listen, you can just know, Dave, that it will be good for him as long as he realizes that he made that mistake. And you know, some people go and they don't get enough time. And they come back out and do the same thing. So if he gets a little bit of time, just know that that's what's going to be good for him.
Yeah.
The Lord's got a plan. Trust that.
So how did God direct you once you finally left the prison? What things happened for you as you departed into freedom, per se, you know, back into being able to make choices and those years that you spent in prison? So
God put it on my heart to write music while I was there. I was the choir director in prison for the last 7 years, and I had an opportunity to play the guitar a lot, write music, and he gave me over 200 songs to share with the world.
Wow.
So I've really been trying to get those out there. I've been trying to record and put them out there. We're on Apple Music and Spotify. We got 13 songs or something like that right now. And I'm still recording. I'm still trying to get them out. So and just let me interject one more time. And John has been gracious enough. You know, we've got this radio station now, and he's going to send us some music, Rob, so we can put it up, and we'll highlight him in blocks of time on the Cornbread Nation radio show. And hey, I appreciate that, Brusky. I really do. I appreciate everybody's kind words and thoughts and prayers. But I'm looking forward to that, and I appreciate you doing that. That's a help. It's a help to us, and it's a help for you and the kingdom and everything else. So that's amazing. So how did Crosskin Ministries how did that come about? So God put it on my heart to go out here and teach kids, church kids and at-risk youth, how not to make the same mistakes that I made. I go out here and I tell them exactly where they're going, because their choices, the choices that they're making right now, are going to affect their future, whether they believe it or not. And, you know, that's just something I missed. Nobody ever came to me and said, hey, you're going to jail. And I'm like, I ain't going to jail. And somebody should have came and said, hey, you're going to jail for 10 years and some change. And I'm like, man, you crazy. It's like, well, the choices that you're making right now are going to send you to prison, whether you believe it or not. And nobody tells you those things. So I'm out here telling all these kids that those choices that they're making right now are going to affect their future, whether they believe it or not. It's all up to them.
You see, it seems like in today's environment, it's all like pat them on the back. It's okay. It's not your fault. Just keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
And participation trophies and stuff like that. And nobody says the hard truth. If you keep doing what you're doing, there's going to be consequences.
That's
and
right.
I don't believe it. Nobody has consequences anymore until it's something like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I hit them over the head with it, Rob. I tell them, say, listen, those things are going to send you to prison. Ask me how I know. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Well, I think that's what my son, because he was able to navigate. I mean, he had times where he was great, like it was no problem.
Yeah.
But, he got joined back up with different folks he shouldn't have. But he always thought he could maneuver himself through the legal system and be okay.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't okay. And now it's real.
Me too.
Yeah.
But listen, when you talk to him, you tell him that I'll be praying for him and that he can choose life inside that place or he can choose death, and it's up to him. The best decision I ever made was to get in with the church guys, to start hanging out with the church guys. And there's like cliques, there's a lot of gangs, there's a lot of groups in prison. And if he'll get involved with the church guys, start going to church, start hanging out with them, he'll really find a wholesome crowd. Because there are some people in there that really are seeking Jesus. So,
God sent me a guy came to work at my plant this past week, and he had spent two guys actually. They both spent time in prison. Same story, and they both been. I know the one has been clean for 9 years, and the other one for about 3 years. But it's the same story, and God just keeps sending me those folks. So, but how you did anybody else in your family play, or did you get all the talent to play?
No. So as a child, I was forced to play the piano. So you're going to piano, we're going every week. So I played piano for 7 years, and I finally got tired of playing the piano because it's not very cool. I wanted to be cool, and so she said, "Well, if you're not going to take piano, you're going to take something." So I said, "All right, I'll try the guitar," and so that's when I officially started playing the guitar.
So before you play something for us, and not like an entertainment, but just bless us with a song, how does Crosskin kind of operate? What is its goals? How does it get connected up? And tell us a little bit about that. And folks, you see the web address there below his name, crosskin.com. I've been there and looked around. I'm going to be looking around some more, and we'll help promote that through the podcast, brother. But just tell us how that kind of works so people can understand that.
Okay, so we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and what we do is we travel around the churches, we do praise and worship, we get everybody excited, we get them saying things like, "He's alive," and "Lord, I believe," and then we tell them about our story of redemption, and we tell them about how God got a hold of our hearts, and how he changed our lives, and how there's hope in this life, and there's happiness in this life, but you just got to put your faith in the right place. And
Into that.
so that's part of it. And then we just started a brand new ministry, which is gaining a lot of traction. People are getting on board. So at the first of every month in South Carolina, they release prisoners every first. And I go up there and I sit out there in the parking lot and I just greet the guys and say, "Hey man, listen, if you're having any struggles, give me a call. I can help you walk through them. We can help you any way we can." So that's part of it. And then we just started a brand. And so anyway, I get up there and I see that they're provided clothing, but they don't have shoes. They're wearing these old prison issue Crocs. And I said, "Man, somebody needs to get these guys some shoes." And I thought about it for a minute, and God said, "Well, why don't you get them?" So that's what I did. I built a flyer and I started promoting it. It's called First Steps. It's a link on our website. You can just click First Steps and read all about it. But last month we provided shoes for 12 guys getting out, and it was such a blessing. Those guys were elated. They got a brand new pair of Adidas walking out of prison, and I think it's something that we want to try to do for all the prisons. We want to get out there and greet them all and say, "Listen, call us if you need help. We're here to give you any advice or instructions. We can help you find housing. We can just walk you through the process because we've been there." So,
I've never thought about that. How does I don't know the answer. You would know. Do they like save your stuff that you went to prison in, or they throw it away?
Oh yeah, they throw it away.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So used to, your family could bring you clothing, but now they've stopped all that, and now a local church provides the clothing for the guys getting out, but they weren't providing shoes. So now they get clothes, and we meet them in the parking lot with shoes and socks. So
That's awesome, man. The place that my son was at one time, you couldn't even be in the parking lot unless it was a visitation time. They would run you off.
yeah,
You couldn't even park across the street. I guess
Yeah.
they thought you were throwing drugs on the ground or over the fence,
Yeah.
Launching it, So they
Yeah.
didn't play. They said, "We'll arrest you, and when the visit's over, leave."
yeah.
It's
That's the way a lot of them are. But I had a lot of favor while I was there, and so I know
good
all
deal.
the associate wardens and stuff like that, and they come outside, and I still chat with them in the parking lot. So
What does it look like on a guy's face that's been wearing Crocs in that environment to come out and put a shoe on? It's got to make him feel really good. I mean,
I got some pictures I can send you.
I would love it.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if
I mean, first of all, Crocs are horrible anyway. I'm sorry. I'm just not a Croc fan, but I get it. You got to wear what you got to wear, but
yeah.
Don't
yeah,
let him
yeah.
fool you.
Gotta wear it.
Don't let him fool you, John. He's probably got about 15 pairs of Crocs hiding in his house.
I've never wore any. I never have.
Do
I
you
bet
wear them in the shower though, Dave? That's the question.
Well, I know you don't want you. My son just told me that he's been delayed on being moved because there's a huge scabies outbreak in the prison he's headed to.
Oh my goodness.
That's what he found out today from someone who had just left there. That's why, they all talk, and he said that's why they've delayed, because he kept thinking I'm supposed to be gone,
Yeah.
But wow, I'm learning tonight stuff I didn't know.
I've got to ask Steve before we go any further. Steve,
Yeah.
how many pairs of Crocs do you own?
I own the exact amount that every man should own, and that is one big goose egg, brother. 0. There's absolutely no reason to own a pair of Crocs ever.
Amen. I'll go along with that.
How those be-
Steve, if you ever go to prison, you'll need them in the shower. I promise you that.
I got locked up in the drunk tank for 10 days, and they gave me these little orange, little slipper thingies. They were made of. They were not Crocs.
Yeah.
They were just like flip flops.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is okay, but
So you felt like a Tennessee fan for 10 days.
no, and I hated that. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Well,
like,
John, how about playing us a song? And real quick before you do that, how did you meet Doug? How did y'all hook up?
So I gave my testimony at my parents' church when I got home, and Doug was there, and nothing came about. We said hello. He said he loved the show, and it was probably almost a year went by, and Doug calls me up and says, "Hey, listen, we want you to come and do praise and worship for us before we do our Choose Life Ministries." And I said, "Well, let's do it." And ever since then we've been all over the place. He's
That's
taken
great.
to Kentucky and everywhere. We're going to be everywhere. So
That's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you'll let us know when you're coming down into Georgia area, we'll try to put the word out, see if we can. Dave and I both know several churches and church leaders. We'll see if we can find you some places down this way.
yeah, sounds great. I'd love to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, play us your favorite. I hate to start off at the top. I'll tell you what, play us your third favorite, then play us your second favorite, then play us your first favorite.
Okay.
He may say they're all my favorite.
Yeah.
play Free Bird.
Yeah, I know
No.
that's what everybody says at the bars. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a song that's kind of dear to my heart. It's called "The Lord's Got a Plan," and I want you to know that the Lord's got a plan for me, and the Lord's got a plan for you, and He's got a plan for your son too, Dave, and Rob and Steve, and we might get to Freebird later.
got to separate from the things that you hate, 'cause I know they'll try to bring you down. I've got to stay away from the people that lead me astray. I know they'll only try to tear me down. Well, the Lord's got a plan for me. Can't wait for you to see all these changes that He's made in my life. Never feel like a brand new man, 'cause I'm living in His plan. That's how I know He's got a hold on me. Yeah. He's got a plan for me, living for you. He helps me get through all of these thoughts in my head. Running to what you want me to, helps me stay on your straight and narrow path. Well, the Lord's got a plan for me. Can't wait for you to see all these changes that He's made in my life. Now I feel like a brand new man, 'cause I'm living in His plan. That's how I know He's got a hold on me. Yeah. He's got a plan for me.
Oh, I like that.
Amen.
Amen.
Wow.
I like it.
I didn't know if you were able to hear my words over the guitar.
We could hear you. We lost him for a second.
1 second.
There we
you
go. Oh, we can hear you. Just enough. It was just enough.
I adjusted out I adjusted out your mic a little bit from this end.
I love it, man. And you have God is using you, but you could definitely hear influences in your music. I mean, my brain was all over the place. Your playing style. You definitely have picked up some influences along the way, and I love it, man. That was amazing.
Thank you, brother.
Who when you were listening to secular, who did you listen to? Because this is going to tell us the tale.
Probably like Pearl Jam and stuff like that. Metallica.
I heard absolutely zero Eddie Vedder in that.
Yeah, there was already.
But it was a nice riff on that. I just like that. I like, who says we can't have these great, sometimes we just get caught up in saying that music only has to be a certain way in church. And I have a lot of musical influences, and God gave us all those chords. Use them. I love
That's
it.
right. Yeah. He sure did. Listen, when I go to these churches, a lot of times we go to Baptist churches and stuff like that, and the Baptist churches, they're kind of quiet. And I'm okay with that, because by the time I get done, they've been singing and they're praising, and I get them in competition against each other. So I'll start them off. I have a song called "He's Alive," and when I say "He's alive," you say "He's alive." So it's "He's alive." He's alive. There you go. And then I get them in a competition to see which side of the crowd can do it louder than the other. So we just have a big time. We have a lot of fun.
So who's your? If you talk about a guitar player, do you have someone that you really like that influenced you, or you just kind of let God lead you? Is there some kind of influence there in the musical style?
So in prison, you can have a radio, but I didn't listen to a lot of radio. So I was basically just influenced by me just in there banging around the guitar. I didn't have any kind of clear direction.
How old is that song? When did you write that? Was that a song that came in prison, or was it?
Oh, yeah. That was in 2020, 7/1/2020.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. That is so cool. Rob, I'm telling you, man, this is amazing. A blessing.
It really is. And guys, y'all share him out. Let's help him get his music going, which we're going to hit him on the radio station as soon as we can. But,
good.
Absolutely. So you'll have another place where your music's going out.
Good. I love that.
Yeah, and as we grow that station, it'll be heard. It's got listeners already, and we've not even gotten started yet. It's not even been up, but about a little over 48 hours, and so we're excited about that, and we're excited to be able to feature that kind of music, which is so encouraging. I don't know, because I'm not a musician, but I do have, I believe there's a creative side to me, and I do have, from a small child, I wrote lyrics. I always wrote lyrics from 5 years old. I was putting songs together in my head, and I would make up music to go with it. I just never could play the notes. How does the words come to you? I know it's God. I know that, but how does the inspiration, does God hit you with that to write that? Is it experience? Is it the middle of the night? Where does that come from?
So in prison, after the first count time, I would get to come. They let you out on the yard or whatever. So I would go straight to the chapel and pick up the guitar. And so we had like an hour and a half before I would go to my job. And I spent an hour and a half in there just playing and singing, and I would just pick up some chords and put them together. And the next thing you know, I have a song. It's like the words would fill me so fast that I had trouble writing them down. Wow. It's like I had to go back and try to decipher what I had written. But that's how just about every one of these songs was born. It wasn't laborious. They just kind of fell out of the air. So,
amen. Wow.
So I'll give God all the credit for those, for sure.
Dave and I have been writing a few songs. Both of us haven't, but we don't do music. So we write lyrics, and we go to AI and let them make music for it, because neither one of us make music.
It does a pretty good job, but Dave was telling me about that.
It does a pretty good job. I mean, I like it,
Yeah.
I have a motto. If my wife likes it, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me after that. If my wife laughs at my jokes, it's a good joke, even if Rob puts it down,
Yeah.
As long as my wife will laugh, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I need to write a song for Steve. He's a blacksmith.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that or not yet, but
Oh, yeah.
I need to write him a song about him and his easy bake.
Actually,
AKA his forge.
what was that used? You probably don't want to say it on air because they're not. Dave, are you able to say the name of that software you were using, the AI software for music?
Do what now? Oh, for the AI? Suno.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like you wanted to. I try to avoid some brand names during my streams, especially ones that I have my eye on as far as future sponsorships. Because
sure.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's just purely just to express my thoughts and creativity, and it's all over the place. And about 50 to 60% get trashed, and then I just keep working on it till I get something I really like. And every once in a while, a gem just falls out of the sky, like John was talking about, and you're like, that's it. That is like absolutely perfect for me. Whether nobody else likes it, it's absolutely blesses me. And I wrote a song just recently and used AI. My best friend was murdered. We were both 21 years old. And I wrote this song called 21 Gone. And I've never really talked about it a whole lot. And it's only recently have I did this. And I could have never did that years ago. I just couldn't do it. It's been, nearly 40 years ago. But I like the song, and I love it, and it's like it's the right time for it, and I appreciate it. Rob's getting ready to show us a shirt or something.
Yeah, I got to show. We're talking about Steve's Easy Bake. I did send him a shirt, and I got two.
Oh, for crying out loud! I'm looking for my my play. So I already made a bunch of. I already asked AI to make for me a handful of songs about the Forge, and I've got 4 of them that are saved here. I had to double check. I completely forgot to check that.
If you want us to play them on the station, send them to us, man. We'll put them up and give you credit.
Yeah, I'll listen to it again. Well, I mean, what credit?
Hey, we're filling time, man. I mean, we'll spot it in somewhere. We're filling time.
I don't know.
Mr. John, what's your second favorite song?
My second favorite song, I'm not sure. It'd probably have to be the Prodigal Son. There's so many of them.
We definitely want to hear that. But I want to ask you real quick, when you were in prison or your ministries outside of prison, how, I know it's had to happen. You could some young man in the church even,
Yeah.
It's touched them.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
they ever come to you on the side and say, I've been in trouble, I've been there, or I'm there? Do you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that in your ministry?
Absolutely. We hear it all the time, and people just come down and it's like, man, we appreciate you coming, and it really spoke into my life, and I know that that's just God putting us in the right place at the right time, and because people need to hear it. People need to hear that there is hope and there is restoration after the struggle, because the struggle's real, and I was an addict for 18 years, and I used drugs every single day for 18
Wow.
years. And
Wow. Well, I tell you, there's probably not much of a greater story, except there are some. The prodigal son is one of the greatest stories.
yeah,
It never gets old. Of course, it's God's word. It never gets old. But I think everybody has kind of, well, I know everybody's felt like that a little bit in their life, because we've all had moments of elbows out, chest pumped. We're going to conquer the world, and
yeah,
things just don't go like we think they're going to sometimes. And it's nice to know. It's great if you have an earthly home that you can come back to, that your parents or whoever, and they love you, but you can always come back to God. He never leaves you, never forsakes you.
that's
He's
right.
always there. It's always us that moves. And I was away from the church for a long time too, man, from the age of about 18 till 33 years old.
Yeah,
And I wasn't angry with God, but there was a lot of things that happened. My parents divorced. There was just a lot of stuff, but I blame myself. I'm not blaming that. Wife, kids, and my situation. I didn't go to prison, but God put an atheist in my path who said there is no God.
yeah.
And I wasn't living right at the moment. And I said, there is a God. And when I said that, God said, if you believe it, why don't you live it?
Oh,
And I jumped up and ran out, and the guys thought I got mad or they offended me. And I said, no. I ran home, and
oh,
I sat and talked with God for 3 hours straight. I didn't think I had much time left on this earth, I'll tell you that.
yeah,
But don't say something. I said those. I didn't even want to say the words. I was just really. It was like the Spirit. It's like my mouth opened up. They came out, and then God spoke, and I went, "Whoa, this ain't good."
He
And
tuned you up.
my life changed that right then.
That's
Right
great.
then. Sunday morning, I jumped up. My wife thought somebody's breaking the house. I jumped up so fast. She said, "What in the world is wrong?" I said, "I'm going to church." And I said, "If you want to go, you can go, but don't try to stop me. I'm going."
Oh, that's all right. I love that.
Amen.
God's got a way of tuning us
God
up.
has a way. He has his way of putting you where you will listen. He
Yeah,
has a way of doing that.
guarantee it.
I spent a large part of my life, I'm going to do it my way. I can do it. I can do whatever I want. If I put my mind to it, I can do it. I don't need nobody else. I'll do it.
Yeah,
And I spent a large portion of my life that way. Well, back in 2016, I had between 800 and 1,000 pounds fall over on me from behind.
Hmm.
They were boxes, and the lead box was about 100 pounds. It hit me in the back of the head. The rest of the weight centered in on my lower back. I'm epileptic now. I have major back issues. I suffer constantly with sciatica. I live my life in pain, but I live my life. But I know it ain't me doing it. I rely on God now for every step that I take. He put me in a situation. I don't regret it. It's not fun living like this. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But God put me in a position to where He gets me through the day.
I love it.
And
Amen.
He put me in a position to where I had to accept that.
Yeah,
And God put you where He wants you.
yeah, I guarantee it.
So
Amen.
everybody's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you're going to." No, I'm not sorry. God put me right where He needed to put me so He could get through my thick head.
Yeah.
Well, John, let's. How about the prodigal son? How about that one?
All right. So if you ever met anybody that's truly related to the prodigal son, that would be me. You know, I ran away for all those years, and then I was at the lowest of the low. And when God called me back to Him, I was inside of a prison transport van. I was arrested for the last time in Colby, Kansas. And you know anything about geography, you know that Kansas is right in the middle of the United States, dead center. And so SLED was going to bring me back to South Carolina, and they sent a prison transport van. So I get on the van, and I'm handcuffed and shackled on this little dog kennel van. There's little bitty holes like this that you can see out of. It's like a dog, you know, it's a cage. Yeah. And it's August, and I get on that van, and I realize that the guy's going west. He's not going east towards South Carolina. I knocked on that little thing. I said, "Hey, I'm going to South Carolina." He said, "Pop down back there. You're not the only one." So the way this thing worked is they had two drivers. One drove for 12 hours. The other drove for 12 hours. And the only time they let us out was after those 48 hours. I mean, after those 24 hours. They would stop at a county jail and put us in there for one night. So we had to drive 24 hours and then 24 hours at a county jail, or 8 hours at a county jail, whatever. I was on that van for 5 days already, 5 riding days, and we're in the middle of the desert in August, and it's hot.
Hmm.
And by that time, we got 8 dudes, and we're all shoulder to shoulder. And the van's not like a regular van. You're sitting sideways, like, so every time the van goes forward, you go this way, it stops, it goes that way, so you're bumping into these dudes beside you. It's hot, there's no air, and there's like 3 compartments. The front where the drivers, they have air, but then there's a girls' compartment, which is more little bitty holes, and then the guys are in the back, so no air is getting back there to us, none. And it's in the middle of the August, in the middle of the desert, and I have sweat running down my face, so much so that it's like rivulets running off my chin. And I think in that moment that I'm going to die. I'm lightheaded, I'm getting claustrophobic, and I'm quite sure that this is it. I'm going to die. And in that moment, for the first time in about 18 years, I prayed. I earnestly prayed to God and said, "Listen, Lord, I know I ain't been doing the right thing. I know I've been doing what I wanted to do, and you haven't been involved. But if you'll save my life, I promise to try to do better." And in that moment, God got a hold of my heart, and He reminded me that He loved me, and that He cared for me, and that He was there for me. And
Amen.
14 days later, 14 days total, I finally make it back to South Carolina. 14 days on a dog kennel van. So if you want to pray for somebody that's on a prison transport van right now.
Wow.
And they're going through it. But anyway, this is the prodigal son. Starting over on the right track, I can never look back the way I used to be. I finally found a better way. Yeah, looking forward to better days. I live my life for this. It's the beginning of a brand new life. Yeah, filled with joy and hope without strife. Well, I'm working for His kingdom now, yeah. I'll never have to worry or down. I am the prodigal son, returning home to start my life over again. Well, it's a brand new day, living in a brand new way. I'm trusting You to restore me again. I am the prodigal son, just restore me again. Start my life over again. Well, it's a brand new day, living in a brand new way. I'm trusting trusting you to restore me again. You've given me a new life, filled with hope that will not end. I'm trusting you now to show me how to try to live my life without sin. As impossible as it may seem now, I'm willing to do what you will. 'Cause there is no life without Christ. I'm learning to trust and believe. I am the prodigal son, returning home to start my life over again. Well, it's a brand new day, living in a brand new way. I'm trusting you to restore me again.
Amen.
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 That is awesome.
Thank you.
What an amazing journey, and you know, and it's all part of. I mean, all of us. That journey it makes up who we are today. I mean, it all flows into. You wouldn't be the same person if you didn't some of those things. Yeah,
That's right. I would never be the president of a 501c3 nonprofit that teaches kids not to make mistakes and gives prisoners shoes when they get out. I'd never be that guy. I wouldn't be a recording artist who travels around doing praise and worship for churches all over the place. And what we do is we go in there and we give that church life. We bring energy and we bring happiness and we bring life to the church. And
Wow.
that's just something that we love to do. Yeah.
do you ever do things out in the public, like parks and things like that?
Oh yeah, we did the. Have you ever heard of the Peach Festival? It's a big thing in Gaffney, South Carolina.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so they have a big peach festival every year, and we've been playing that for the past 2 years. So we do a lot of stuff. We do like big, huge youth events, like where the churches, 6 or 7 churches, get their youth together and they come together, and I teach about how you know, you believe Abraham Lincoln was real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you know that he was real?
Well, it's told to me. It was
Yeah.
recorded.
In the history books.
But he wasn't your neighbor, was he?
No,
He wasn't your uncle or anything like that.
no,
But you believe that he was real, right?
I do.
There were 7,000 books written about that guy, right? Do you know that there was tens of thousands of books written about another guy? You know who that was?
Mhm.
Jesus.
Jesus. So if you believe that Abraham Lincoln was real and there's only 7,000 books written about him, and he wasn't your neighbor or your uncle or somebody that you knew, then surely you can believe that somebody that had tens of thousands of books written about was a real person. And so that's how I connect with the kids. So,
Amen.
yeah.
That's awesome. How many people play in your group, like when you go out like that?
Well, there's only 3 of us right now, and so I have a bass player, Justin Blanton, and a lead guitar player, Steve Colley. And
Okay.
that's all it is right now. We really need a drummer.
Steve?
Yeah.
Steve looks like a drummer.
Steve does look like a drummer.
I dabbled for a couple of years.
Okay.
I knew it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I knew it. And he
You
swings
know,
that hammer, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take your forge on the road.
Let me just get something straight, though. Are you telling me that South Carolina has a peach festival? Does Georgia know about this?
Yeah. Listen, we have better peaches than Georgia.
Georgia State. Now, Georgia's the peach state, but it's
Yeah.
not because of the peaches,
Them's fighting
because
words.
they have prettier women folk.
Oh. Well, Rob, if you know any of those, I'm looking for one of those too for the future. Just saying.
Oh, you don't want me to pick one for you.
Okay.
Myself.
Robert picks his own, and he gets enough trouble with that. He don't need to pick one for nobody else. You gonna have to go out and do that. Although I do have a good one this time, I do believe.
Good.
Wow.
fish. Don't look at me.
Look, I'm gonna tell on Steve. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Steve has been looking for a woman for a while, and he's looking hard. And his last girlfriend, him and Uncle Jeb went up to the Waffle House in Missouri there, and they were sitting there at the booth, and this cute little waitress come by and told Steve, I'm gonna be your girlfriend. And Steve said, I've been looking for a hag for a while. And she got all huffy and turned around and walked away. And Uncle Jeb looked at him and said, did you just call her a hag? He said, well, yeah. Why in the world would you call her a hag? He said, well, doesn't that mean a hot, astute girlfriend? And he said, no, that's not what that means.
I knew you were spooling up on a Shaggy Dog story of some sort. All that build up for that. You're in time.
One day, John, one day I'll tell you my firearm story.
Okay.
Oh Lord, no, you don't want to hear it. It was bad the first time, and it's got worse every time.
It just gets longer.
It gets longer, yeah. Stretching that truth way out there.
It's probably like those fishing behind him there. They were probably 10 pounds when he caught them.
I actually did not catch those fish. My daddy caught those.
Okay.
And I got them from his place when he passed away. No, all my fish were bigger than his. I as a fisherman, there's certain ways that you can gain weight on a fish. If you're comparing them to somebody else that's gone, your fish were always bigger. If the line breaks, you automatically adds 10 pounds onto the weight of the fish.
Okay.
I'm just saying, and it's 1 pound per year after you caught the fish.
Rob's out there dropping sinkers in their mouth.
That's something I ain't never done.
Well, John, let me ask you one more question, and if anybody else has got one, then we're going to have you play us out to a break. And we thank you for being here. And John, if you're willing to come back, I know I don't even have to ask Rob. I know he would love, and we'd love to have you back on a regular basis, and we'll figure out what that is if you can give us the time, because you've been a real blessing, and I love the songs, and we want to impact people. There's folks out there that's going to share this out, and we'll just let God use it. But the question I had is, in your ministry, with the problems we have with suicides, have you ever had anybody come up that says, I've just been thinking about ending my life, and or anything like that? Because it is a problem in our country, in our world.
It is, and those things I dealt with it in prison. People were at their wits' end. There was, they didn't want to live anymore. They were ready to give it up because they were at their lowest point. They realized they made their mistakes and that they just didn't care about living anymore. And in those times, God would just send me to pray for them, and we would go and sit on their bunk and just talk about it, and eventually those guys would just kind of start coming to church and start hanging out with the church crowd, and then eventually they would just start getting a little bit more life and a little bit more joy. We had a workout group, and when the new guys came on the yard, we'd all get them to come and work out with us, and that's how we kind of got them ingratiated with the church. We'd work out with them, get them part of our little group, and then we'd say, well, you might as well come on to church with us. We're going tonight, And I can tell you more about how the way the church worked during COVID in prison. That was a mess, but that's how it worked. We got them in, we brought them, and while they were at the lowest of the low, some were suicidal, some were just off drugs, and they were just looking for a place to be. They were looking for something different. Yeah. And so if you guys aren't involved in prison ministry, I would encourage you to get involved some way, because that's where the people are at their lowest and looking for something different.
Yeah. I'll say this. The last thing I'll say is my wife's had health problems, and my son is worried to death that something's going to happen to his mom while he's out locked up. Yeah. And this has been something that we talk about. I mean, almost every day he says, Dad, you got to take care of Mom. Like I wouldn't do that anyway, but
right.
it's almost from a voice of desperation. It's the hardest thing to listen to.
Yeah.
And he's haunted by it. It's really bad. And I think he's doing worse for this than his mom is, which is really amazing to me. But it's that thing right there. He said, Dad, I can do the time. He said, I don't like it, but I can do it. I put myself here. But he said, I'm afraid something's going to happen to Mama.
Yeah.
And I'm just afraid what would happen to him mentally if that happened, because it would be very hard. So, folks, give crosskin.com a look-see, give them a follow.
Yeah.
John, are you on social media, Facebook, YouTube, or anything?
Yes, sir. We have a CrossKin Facebook, and we have a John Frady Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. It's John2Frady, and I even do a little TikTok. So
okay, well, I'll make sure I follow all those. Thank you, and folks, give them a follow. Look over their ministry, and if you can, help them out, and pray for them especially. I know he would say that. We're going to be going to a break in just a minute. John's going to get out of here. He can welcome to stay if he wants to. We're going to go into Southern Fried Vent. And Steve's got Vince tonight, and I'm going to hit him up about this turf thing. And but John, give us a song on the way out, and folks, y'all pray for him as he ministers to these young people and churches and parks and wherever else.
Amen.
Take care, John. And what song you go sing?
Well, so I'm going to sing Doug's favorite song, "Walk on the Water." And
yeah.
My mom's bringing me a note. What does it say? It says music on YouTube. Oh yeah, she's saying to promote the music is on YouTube. It's you can just look up ChristKin, just like it reads, ChristSkin, Christ Kin. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. But this is Walk on Water. Lord, I trust you, and I know that you are there. Humble me, Lord, in my spirit, and help my heart to care. I give you my life, Lord, and all I have is yours. Teach me all of your truths and fill my heart with yours. Step out of faith and come to the Father. Put your eyes on Jesus and walk on the water. He will not leave you or let you walk alone. Into his glory we will go. To the Father's throne, oh God, take me and break me and mold me and make me a servant for you, Lord. Oh God, take me and break me and mold me and make me a servant for you, Lord. Oh God, take me and break me and mold me and make me a servant for you, Lord. Oh God, take me and break me and mold me and make me a servant for you, Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
So you can hear the rest of the song on the Cornbread Man's radio station. Cornbread Man's radio station, yeah.
There you go.
I'll send it to you tonight.
Hey,
Amen.
look, I followed you and liked you from the podcast page.
I appreciate it.
Give us a follow back, and I'll tell you what, thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. We're so glad that you're here tonight.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Thank y'all guys for having me. It's been a pleasure being here.
Real blessing. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the kind words and encouragement. It means a lot to me. You just never know how much.
Yes.
And man, we're going to have you back as soon as we can. And safe journeys out there, man. We're going to take a break, folks. We come back, Southern Fried Vent. We'll flip things around, refill the coffee cup, and y'all make sure you give John a follow and
Now, John, if you
encourage.
want to hang around, you are welcome.
Yeah.
We're just going into some pure fun now.
Okay.
So you do what you want to do.
All right,
Good.
let's run a commercial, and we'll be right back. And let's see here. Let's do let's do the coffee one. Our SFP coffees. We'll be right back, folks.
Okay. Hey, everybody, this is Rob and Dave from the Southern Fried Podcast. You know, we love lots of things here in the South. We love our country. We love our family. We love our God. We love some sweet tea on the front porch on Friday nights. But we're really near and dear and love us some coffee. That being said, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock on July the 14th, yes, we will have our coffee out there. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome, man. It's been a dream come true. We talked about this before we were ever a podcast, and we love these coffees. There's 40 plus blends. You'll find something that you like. And most people like coffee. If you don't, I can't help you, but most people like coffee, and there's a lot of coffee here. In fact, our morning show, we say get up, pray up, and coffee up, because we start our day with coffee, and now you can get some for you. Hey, we're very patriotic here. Get some for your veteran friends. You know what? Bless them. And the coffee mugs you see are representatives of logos that we've made. We've got more coming. We're going to put those on coffee mugs, and you'll see our SFP brand there, logo on each coffee. And these prices, Rob, we kept them as reasonable as we can. We cut that margin down because we know times are tough, and we want to help people and put coffee in their home and all of our listeners and followers home. And I'm proud of this. So big kickoff, Rob. Excited about
Absolutely. And hey, y'all, there's no shipping cost on this either. You do not have to pay for shipping. It's already, everything's done. You just go with it. So the price you see,
the QR code works. Just scan it, and and also off of our site, our coffee store, 2 or 3 of our social sites are also linked there. And you can find some of our, if you don't know where we're located, you can find us there. And come get some coffee. We got plenty.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Hey man, I just want to tell you about this new country show where everybody gets to vent their frustrations about whatever's got them down. Here's how it goes. It's a Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. Come on down if you got something to get off your chest. It's a Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. And if you're not satisfied, then don't come back. This woman told me the other day that her boyfriend didn't text her back. She was mad about it. And I said, you know what? You need to go on the Southern Fried Vent Show. You can talk about it all you want. Here's what you need to do. You need to get on the Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. Come on down if you got something to get off your chest. It's a Southern Fried Vent Show where everybody can vent out their frustrations. And if you're not satisfied, then don't come back. I said it's just like this man told me the other day, that his neighbor had been looking at him funny and it was bothering him. I said, you know what? You need to go on the Southern Fried Bench Show. You can talk about it all you want. Here's what you need to do. You need to get on the Southern Fried Bench Show, where everybody can vent out their frustrations. Come on down if you got something to get off your chest. It's a Southern Fried Bench Show, where everybody can vent out their frustrations. And if you're not satisfied, then don't come back.
All right, the Southern Fried Vent Show. What a blessing the previous hour was, and we appreciate John very much. And we appreciate Steve being on with us from the Half Pine Forge. Make sure you give him a follow. Always click baitier than Rob. I like that. And he's a lot of fun for all of our listeners. You know Steve. If you don't know us, you probably don't know Steve. But he's on Rumble like we are. And give him a follow. And watch him beat around on some metal. And he can even play metal while he's beating around on the metal. I don't know if he ever does that. You ever done that, Steve? You ever like cranked up some Metallica or something while you're beating around that metal?
Why would I crank up Metallica if I was gonna play metal?
Well, Megadeth.
Hey, that's a little bit better.
Okay.
When I play metal, I'd play metal, man, like Motorhead or something.
Okay. Sorry. I realized that was all the Metallica fans after what was the album? It was before the Black Album. They were gone. Like the true Metallica fans said, "Oh, they've sold out. They're done."
Talking about which album? They've been making this. They've been writing the same album, just a continuation of it since '91. It's all just been one continuous song because it all sounds the same.
Did you ever have hope that they would ever go back and write something like they did in the beginning? Because that's what fans hang around for. That's one of my vents tonight is you see it, but they just don't do it.
Well, see that right around the time that I heard about Metallica for the first time in my life, because I was so young at the time, that was right around the time of the whole Napster thing. I was like, ooh, the multimillionaires aren't getting paid. So I lost all respect for them before I even had respect for them to lose.
Gotcha. Well, Lemmy, he didn't care. He just told you like it was. He didn't care.
Lemmy didn't give a crap. All Lemmy wanted was to make sure he had his apartment above the rainbow and that he was welcome down there at any time. That's somebody grabbed his smokes for him. Lemmy just cared about conquering every type of bourbon in America.
That's true.
I think he did a good job of it too.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Well, from what I understand, and I'm no expert, nobody could stay up with him on drinking. Like nobody.
He averaged a bottle of bourbon a day. There was a story that I saw in Rolling Stone magazine back when Rolling Stone was worth reading. It was an article on Lemmy, and it was hilarious. The headline of the title of the article was Lemmy, human? ? Yes. That's why I picked up the magazine. I wanted to read the article just from that title. And I guess there was a story that Ozzy had told about Lemmy that I guess they're both Civil War buffs. And so Ozzy brought over this book on the Civil War over to Lemmy's apartment one day. This is well after they're famous. This is like, late 90s or so, early 2000s. And he saw that there was a couple of empty bourbon bottles on the windowsill. And he didn't think anything of it. He just, let it be. Well, he came back a week later, and those few empty bottles turned into like a dozen. And he thought, what's going on here? And that's pretty bad when even Ozzy's going, you might be drinking too much. He asked him, he says, what's going on with the bourbon over there? Are you collecting bottles or something? Lemmy had told him that when he arrived in America, he heard that there were over 700 different types of bourbon in America, and he wanted to try a bottle of it. He wanted to try one.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
When you think about what Ozzy, Lemmy, Keith Richards, and a few others have done to their bodies, and they're still, pretty recently for both of those others, and we're still going. Pretty amazing. Dean said AC/DC would be great to beat metal too.
I suppose. I listen to, usually when I'm out there on my own, I'm listening to a lot of like Sun House and Blind Lemon Jefferson and Lightning Hopkins and Buddy Guy, Muddy Waters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Willie Dixon on one. I love listening to Willie Dixon out there.
I normally when we do all this, I mean, it's kind of off topic, but I want to throw this out. I feel a very strong need to share this. Normally, when we do our Humpday events, I've got a really good one set up to the side. I've got one tonight, and it's just not an event. I'm going to speak out for a Walmart police officer tonight. I was actually at Walmart earlier today, and as y'all know, I'm epileptic, and I was having a moment. I was trying to get out. The guy was checking my receipt, and I'm just stuck. And finally, I get to where I can move again. I've got the buggy I'm hanging on to, and I go around the corner, and I'm just hanging on to the buggy for dear life, trying to keep everything, because you don't want to black out and have a seizure at Walmart. Okay, this is not the place to do it. And I feel a hand on my back, and I turn and look, and it's a police officer. He comes about up to my chin. He's a small guy. Nothing but concern. Are you okay? Do you need an ambulance? I said, no, I'm just epileptic. And this gentleman offered to carry my stuff and walk me out to the car. This is the serve part of protect and serve that police officers need to be shouted out about. There's so much of this that goes on and they don't get recognized. And I think it's time that we start recognizing these officers that while not trying to be intrusive, not trying to be bully, not trying to be anything except for the serve part of the protect and serve. I think we need to let's get all of our people out there. When you see an officer acting this way, let's give them a shout out on the show. Tell the story, give them a shout out. Because in this day and age, everybody's against the police officers. And we see all these videos online where people are out provoking them, trying to get reactions out of them and all this other stuff. This is one way we can support our blue. And when they're doing like that, they are our blue. They are our protection. And thank you, officer. I did not get your name. I was zoning out, but I'm going to call Walmart and I'm going to find out who you are. And you're probably going to get a card. So, because it meant a lot to me that you weren't intrusive, but you were helpful. Hey, salute to you. So, I'm sorry. I'm probably way off topic from what y'all were talking about, but sometimes stuff gets laid on you. You just got to bring it out. What do y'all think about an officer that would do that?
I've had many interactions with officers that do that. I've had great interactions. It's not all bad, but it only takes one or two to make everything look bad.
Right.
There's plenty of good officers out there. Absolutely. There's some that don't belong in the field.
Yeah. Well, let's if y'all have an officer that you want to give a shout out to, a positive shout out to, where they went and focused on the protection part of protect and serve, send it to Yahoo, Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com, and let us shout him out. We would be happy to. And y'all are right. One bad patrolman can make them all look bad, but there are some out there. There are some out there that are focused on the good. And I have a feeling there's probably a lot more of them than there are the bad ones. So let's shout out for the good ones. Let's promote that. That's where shifts come from and changes in mindsets.
Now, what's going to happen is next week on the Southern Fried Event, Rob's going to come back with a story about an officer that pulled it over. And he said, "None of your business." And Rob got put up on the car. And he's going to be raising Cain next week about some bad officer.
Yeah.
That's
but
what
it's none of his business where I'm going. And a good officer will know that.
Pretty much every officer I've ever encountered, even when I was ripping and running, they were the ones arresting me. Even those ones were, they were pretty decent, because I didn't really run. Like, I'd run ish, but it's like once you got to a certain point, you got to be like, all right, you got me, like, you win. And then at that, it's like you might as well cooperate with them and be court with them, because it's like it only makes things miserable if you're gonna start screaming at them.
Yeah.
No, you don't get anywhere from that. I do have one story about an officer. Gave me a ticket. Another one of them that busted me, that got me. It was the last ticket that I got a couple years ago for for a expired tag. Now, this is not so much them protecting and serving, more as just them just being human, because they are. At the end of the day, they're human. They just want to go home to their families. And I don't care what you say, almost every one of them's got a sense of humor. They're not RoboCop. They're human. They like to laugh. Well, he boots me out of my car because my license was expired and my little sticker wasn't, up to date. He wouldn't let me drive my truck home. It got towed to the impound. Whatever. It sucks, but again, like I said, you got me. You win. Yeah. So he's watching me clear out my stuff from my center console, and he sees this ribbon. A while back, me and my dad went halvesies on these stickers. We bought 1,000 of them. They say for rectal use. They are a lot of fun to put on everything. Gas pumps, produce sections at grocery stores are not safe. So I still have this tangle of them, like so much messed up spaghetti in my center console. It's tangling around stuff, and I'm trying to get it. And he looks at it, he goes, what's that? What do you got going on there? I said, and I held it out for him to read, and he sees it, he goes, oh. And he kind of chuckles, and I said, do you want some? And he kind of looks around, and he goes, I kind of do now. So I pull him out a good couple of arm lengths, right? And I tear him off, and I kind of wind him up, and I hand it to him, and he gets this shitty grin on his face, and he goes, I'm going to put him on my sergeant's baton.
I love it.
That officer, and I'm sorry, Sergeant. Not really, because it's hilarious.
You can't be sorry about that. I mean, come on.
Right. They have to be so straight-laced and professional. It's like, because they always got somebody with their camera out, and they're going, I'm recording you. I know. It's like, dude, we pulled you over for a headlight. Relax.
Yeah.
Like, I get where they're coming from. They got these people are constantly trying to, get them in trouble. What's your name and badge number?
Yeah.
I love to watch Fridays with Frank out of Pinell County.
I love
Is he not killer? That's great.
You laugh every time.
Was that the one that did the one? I had the dispatchers and the dispatchers talking to the woman on the phone. Somebody's breaking into my house, and he's sitting there, and I, and said, and this is what my dispatcher told her, and they played what the dispatcher, ma'am, lock the door. Do you have a firearm? Go get it. And the next words are. And the sergeant came in and was like talking and said, this is what my sergeant said. And they played it. And the sergeant said, does she have a firearm? I think it was Frank, Pinell County says, and I approve this message.
Well, Frank just does patrol. Like he just does traffic. You're probably talking about the one down in Florida.
Yes.
There's two down in Florida that are superstars for what they do. But Frank, he just patrols. He called a guy that I saw. I don't know when it was. This kid was going 127 miles an hour, and the speed limit on that road is like 50 or something. Just flying. But those are great to watch. They really are.
Yeah, he's always so calm and so respectful. And these people, I like watching the ones that are giving him a hard time, because he's always so. It's like, how could you be mad at the guy? The way he talks, he's just so gentle.
Yeah,
Like,
he says funny things. He'll say, "I feel like this is the seat of denial." That's or he'll say something. He has these little catchphrases he says.
He says he lives on the mountain of right, and he said, right now you're in the valley of wrong right now. Like, somebody will say something to him that makes no sense, and he goes, I feel like that's not right. I feel that you're incorrect.
The sovereigns will say, "Oh, I don't have to listen to you. Your laws don't apply to me." And He goes, "Really? Well, I say they do."
Yep.
And if you don't give me your license in about 2 seconds, I'm going to pull you out of this car.
Yep.
Now, you can call it whatever you want.
I'm not doing business. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Engaging in commerce. I'm traveling.
I totally always say that.
Now, I don't agree. There's some questions that they ask that I just don't agree with, and I know why they do it. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? That's none of your business where I'm coming from and where I'm going. Okay? It's none of your business.
Right.
Ask me something. If you want to investigate and you want to ask me some questions, don't ask me where I'm coming from and where I'm going. It's America. I don't have to show my papers, and I can go anywhere I want to at any time, unless it's posted or something like that, But I could, why are you going to ask me that? What business is that? I mean, I know you're looking to see if I'm coming from some drug dealer's house, but if I was, I'm not going to tell you that. And if you're looking as to where I'm going, if I'm going to a drug dealer's house, I'm not going to tell you that either. I don't I'm not coming from or going to either one of those places, but it's none of your business. I'm not, sorry, they get on my nerve with that.
Yeah, they're it's just what they do. Like, sometimes they'll catch somebody slipping up.
Yeah.
If you're not doing anything wrong, you don't really have to worry anything to worry about. But at the same time, whether you're doing something wrong or you're not, you still don't have to answer those questions.
No.
You don't have to be rude about it. You could just tell them, be like, I have no obligation to answer those questions to you. I'll answer questions that are relevant when I have a lawyer present, or blah, 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 something along those lines. But it's like, people just get too out of control. They think they have the problem is they think they have a cheat code for engaging with the cops. They think, I've got to get free.
Oh, yeah.
Do is tell them that I'm a sovereign citizen and that I'm traveling and not engaging in commerce, and they have to let me go. Whoever told these idiots that, I am just so jealous. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I am too.
Brilliant scam before I did. I wish I would have thought of that, so that I could scam these morons into sending me money, and I'll send you the little get out of jail free card kit.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of these morons. Suckers are easily separated from their money. I wish I would have thought of it. I'd have never picked up a hammer.
Yeah. Hey, who was it that said someone had a real good idea for you? You should get some more of those ribbons made and sell them.
Oh, I mean, they're all ready for that. Ain't gonna make no money. I'm pretty sure the spool, the double spool of 500 each, so 1,000.
Yeah.
$8.99 or something. There ain't no money to be made there.
Well, still, I mean, nobody else has those.
Yeah, they do. They're on Amazon.
Are they for regular use only?
Oh, they got a ton of them. They got for the other place only.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. Like I said,
I didn't know that. But yeah, okay. Well,
they got a whole bunch.
There'll be an Amazon order placed later on today.
I'm sure they will. And they infest your life. I keep finding them everywhere. My dad, he puts them on because he runs a tractor parts store. So I get my tractor parts through him. every time I have him get something for me. Every time it shows up to me. Christmas gifts. I haven't had a Christmas gift in the last 5 years that didn't have a for rectal use only sticker on it. And he still giggles like an idiot.
Oh, I would too. And you would too.
We give him one. A couple people almost got fired at the last place I worked at because of that, because they were sticking them all over everything. And I was just passing them out like Halloween candy, everybody. Because it was hilarious to me. I kept finding them in the darndest places, including the production supervisor's coffee mug. That's when things had to stop.
Yeah.
Because the regional manager or district production manager or whatever came to visit from Brazil.
Oh, I bet he loved that.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, he saw it before the big boss.
You talk about stickers. Our company is now owned by another one, but the original company, they were ran by this Holocaust survivor, this Jewish guy who came up with it. And He had men. Anyway, he was a little old. By now he was old, and they never let him get out in the plant because he was brilliant, but he didn't understand like weird, odd things would blow his mind, like a puddle of water in the floor. He'd stop and look at it like, what is this? So they had this big party for somebody that was retiring in one of the labs. And they cleaned for a week. They repainted. They had that lab looking spotless because he was going to be coming there. And he was coming there to give the person, take a picture with them, give them their plaque for all the years of service or whatever. So they're having cake and ice cream and all this stuff, whatever it is. And one of them said they were looking at him and he's staring across the room. They don't know what he's looking at. From across the room was somebody's locker. They missed something. And they're like, what's he looking at? Like, I don't know. I mean, it looks great. What it's got, but he was just staring at it. And he makes a beeline for this locker. And the executives walk over with him. And of all this cleaning they did, they missed that a guy had on the outside of his locker a topless lady picture, a small little sticker. And he walks up and he says, "What is this?" They flipped out. It's like, oh. They said, "We'll take care of that, sir. Sorry. Somebody's playing a joke or something. I wasn't here earlier yet. Was they missed it?" This guy became a legend. A legend. They pulled him in. They threatened to fire him, man. They were so mad about that. He said, "It's been on there for years."
You know what would have been amazing is if he'd have walked up there and said, "What is this?" And somebody said, "Boobies."
Because that's what it is.
Yeah. Boobies.
So I just found, I probably should have muted myself. I almost popped a blood vessel trying to stifle my laughter, so I wouldn't interrupt your story. I just glanced over at Amazon because I knew they had a bunch of other stickers on there that were funny. I just couldn't remember any of them at all besides those two. And so I just typed in funny warning stickers. And this one says, notice, I already have a 20 pack of these things in my cart. It says, notice OSHA law 1342.13b. Any turd over 6 inches in length or longer must be hand lowered into the toilet to prevent chemical splashback. I'm putting that on the inside of the porta potty at the shooting range that I can't compete at.
Dude, I just had a massively wonderful idea. We need to find some care packets, somebody that sends care packets to people, to military members overseas.
Oh, God. I got a story about
And
that.
we need to include some of these very creative stickers in those care packages.
Well, there's that one, and the other one that I put in my cart was
Put in my cart.
they're in my cart. This one says, "Thank you Notice. Thank you for noticing this notice. Your noticing of this notice has been noticed. Just to mess with people. I want to see what else.
Oh,
I've been working overtime. I got the extra scratch for it. It'll be fine. But no,
yeah.
so back in the 60s, back in the 1860s, my dad, Vietnam was starting to boil up and everything, and he just got out of high school, and so he jumped in on the Navy. And his buddy didn't want to join the military. He thought, I'll be fine. Then the draft came around. His buddy was not so fine.
Yeah.
He got shipped off to the jungles of Vietnam. So my dad always used to tease him in the mail. He always used to mess with him. It's like, I'm good eating on the ship here. I'm enjoying my time on a little cruise ship. I hope you enjoy your MREs in the middle of nowhere. Well, one of the things that he complained about all the time to my dad in the mail was that there was no plumbing. It was all just squatting in the woods, While my dad was on shore leave and he was at Spencer's.
Oh, Lord.
And he found this full-sized adhesive-backed stick-on urinal. And he sent it to his buddy in Vietnam, who promptly stuck it to a tree in the middle of the jungle. And the story itself, you can imagine that company having a blast with it, just all goofing on it, right?
Yeah.
What I think is the funniest is imagine the farmer or the random Vietnamese guy after the war just wandering through the woods and going, huh?
There was some people I know, they did tours, mission trips, but they were in, I think they were actually in Ukraine or somewhere. This is years and years ago. They were out in the middle of nowhere. And one of the ladies said, I got to go to the bathroom. They said, no problem. They pulled over the van. Everybody piled out. And it's the middle of nowhere. They said, where's the bathroom? They said, you see that bucket over there? Yeah, it's covering it up. That's how you know it's a toilet. And she thought they were joking. They're like, no. That's it.
Welcome to the boonies, darling.
That's it.
Steve, I just found a good one for us here, too. I had to go over and look, too.
What do we got?
No airbags. We die like real men.
I got some of them. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're still in. No, they're not, because I already put them out in the. I got some of them I ordered from this channel that I watch all the time on YouTube. I very rarely plug YouTube videos, but just because it's YouTube. If it was on Rumble, I already said it. But it's a channel called AVE or AV. Oh, excuse me. It's just AVE.
Yeah.
It's like an engineer, machinist, mechanic, everything. And he does these reviews of gear and equipment and stuff, and he breaks them down. Like he took a KitchenAid mixer and did like a 40-minute video on these KitchenAid mixers. He tore the entire thing apart, like down to the circuit, and pointed out stuff on the circuit boards on whether or not it was a good product. He really goes in depth, and he really knows what he's doing. But he's a smart ass, and he's Canadian, and he's chock full of funny phrases. And so he's got a bunch of these stickers for sale on his website. One of them was, it was a warning sticker that my dad stuck his on his lathe, a better place I could not imagine. And it says, warning, not only will this machine kill you, but it'll hurt the entire time you're dying.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And lathes are
I got another one that says warning welding area, and it's got the little warning stick figure man running like this, and he's on fire.
Here's another good one. It's a sticker, a 3D sticker of an electrical outlet.
Oh, God.
That won't go in.
Dude, you know what you do with that? You go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
just stick it as square and perfect as you can in the middle of the table, and then just
Yes.
table and watch.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
See how many people.
That would be the same thing as when I was in high school, super gluing a quarter to the school floor in the hallway.
Did you hear about the guy? They don't know who did it. I guess guy that I don't think they found out yet. Somebody that went and painted. It looks like a tunnel on the side of it's just solid rock, but it looks like a tunnel, and people were running into the thing.
Yeah, it's like
and it had the Roadrunner painted right next to it, I think. I saw that. That is awesome.
And they don't know who did it. They don't know who did it.
Somebody painted this thing. It looked just like a tunnel going through. It literally had the Roadrunner painted right beside it. And someone still tried to go through it.
It looked like a road to me. Steve, we've got down here in the little town that I'm not far from, and Robert will know. We've got the real thing. It's not fake, but it is entertaining. We've got a railroad trestle in Ringo, Georgia, that at least 3 to 5 times a year, people with all the warning signs, bells, whistles, whatever, that says you ain't getting through, they try to drive the 18-wheeler under and get stuck and shut down downtown for hours. It happens several times a year.
I mean, literally, Steve, they have signs that start about a half a mile away. Low bridge. And they put the height on it. And then and you get up closer to it, it says turn around if you're over this height. Turn around. They have actually put in a bar on chains. So if you try to go through and it's too high, it'll hit the top of your truck. And they still somehow manage to get stuck in this tunnel.
When that radio goes out, it's usually something like, "We've got another one in the trestle." Start calling people. I mean, it's like they're like, "Oh man," and everybody's mad because you got to go around it. That's a very heavily traveled road, especially at beginning and ending of the day. I mean, and they'll always do it either like at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, or 5 o'clock rush hour. Idiots.
Yes.
He says he used to work by there.
I did. I used to work the company I used to work for there, the grocery store, was one of their delivery drivers was one of the ones that got stuck in that thing. And I went by the next week when it came up there. I said, "What the hell were you thinking? Why would you even do that?" "Well, I didn't see the sign." If you didn't see all them signs, you don't need to be driving, Bubba. You ain't seen a sign in your life. I said, when that thing hit the top of your trailer, what did you think that was? "Well, I thought somebody threw a rock at me." Ain't nobody throwing rocks at you. Gosh.
Find this. If I send you something, can you throw it up on the screen for me real quick?
Yeah, as long as it's not Hillary in her nightgown or something like that.
You got to take away all my fun. Oh, you like it, Rob?
No, you don't understand. Dave was talking about a wind coming through and blowing her orange dress up. She'd have nothing underneath.
I just said, what if she was your neighbor?
Then you threw all the rest of that stuff in. I'm gonna tell you, it still tasted in my mouth.
Trying to find. I can't remember the. Yeah, I can't find it. I might have to give up.
Here's another good warning level. To prevent accidents, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I can't find it. Usually there's pictures of it. It's every time it rains super heavy up here. That's a bummer. I'm surprised I can't find it. There's this bridge, this overpass, and it's not just any ordinary overpass. There's an overpass where the road kind of dips underneath it a little bit, so it's it's a little exaggerated, which I don't know why they decided to do it that way, but whatever. It's been that way for decades.
Come on, Dean. What?
I agree, Dean.
Yeah.
So this dip right there, it's dammed up on the sides because of the supports for the bridge. It's just concrete wall, and then it's a tunnel, more or less, just a tunnel that goes under. Well, every time it gets, there's a big storm and there's a lot of rainfall all at once. What do you think happens down there? Pretty obvious. It floods.
Yeah, it floods.
Up to here. Everybody seems to think they can make it. It happens every time. There's constant, and on the town like Facebook page and stuff, you can always find pictures of people sitting in the middle of that thing, just sitting on. And of course, I guess I can't talk smack of all people. I'm the one that took one into a river like it was a sailboat, but still.
That's what I was going to ask. Was there a picture of a Ford Escort wagon in that?
Shut up. It wasn't a wagon. It wasn't a wagon. It was a coupe. It was a little 5-speed, I was 18 and I thought it was a friggin' race car. I thought the G-force alone just skimming at the top. And that was my drunken, drunken physics. That's what it was. You know how they have girl math and boy math? This was drunken physics. I figured 4 tires full of air.
I can do this.
With enough speed, a rock can make it across a lake or a little pond. So
Yeah.
I figured it's the same concept. Nope. I don't even think I left the road. I don't think my tires ever left the pavement. They just went right into it.
Look, I got 2 more stickers here that I'm going to get off this page because they're very distracting.
Aren't they, though?
Yes, they're hilarious. One of them's a warning label. It says, "This vehicle makes frequent stops at your mom's house." And this last one, I'm just going to share screen on it. It's a good one, Dave. But I can't. I'm just not. I don't want to say it out loud. I can just put it up there, and everybody can enjoy it.
I think I saw that same one when I was browsing through there. I was looking for one.
You can give those out. I mean, stuff like that we can send to our military members or guys serving overseas just for fun. They've got a lot of stuff going on, and they'd have a ball with them. They would have a ball with it.
It is so much fun.
Oh my gosh, that would just be absolutely amazing. We need to do that. We need to find somebody that's sending care packages out to people at Christmas time. They do it at Christmas time all the time.
Oh yeah.
And we could get a bunch of these and just put them in random boxes and send them.
Here's stickers that say fecal sample.
You put that on somebody's lunchbox.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
I'd
stick it on the back of a Chevy.
Hey, I happen to like Chevys.
On the car or the person?
I plead the fifth.
Can you imagine a guy walking around the plant and somebody's put a sticker like that on his back and he walks around all day? I can see this guy going home, but people have been laughing all day and he's laughing with them like, yeah, it's a great day. Yeah. And he goes home and his wife goes, "What's on your back?"
Oh, we used to get my old boss when I was, this was back when I was like 20, I think I was like 22-ish years old. We had this boss. I still have a picture of him on my phone too. You get him with the old, "Hey buddy," slap the kick me sign on his back. Although we got creative, I used to stick one on his back that said "Wrangler butts drive me nuts."
Yeah. We had a supervisor years ago that did not have a sense of humor at all. He was all gruff and by the book and rah, 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 rah. And that was before I went to work with Dave. a different shop. I could say a different plant. It was a warehouse. I was driving a pole heister. And he used to drive, they had this yellow golf cart that the supervisors and the clerks and stuff could ride around on. But he wouldn't let nobody else ride around on. He rode on everywhere he went. Nobody else could use that golf cart. So I made a little sticker going back of it. It says, do I wear underwear? Depends. And I just stuck it on the back of the golf cart. And I taped it down where it wouldn't even flap in the wind. And in big letters so everybody could read it. And he drove around on that thing all night long. I mean, all night long. And, you know, at the end of the night, the supervisor that was coming on for that next shift saw it. And he said, and he walked over. There was a bunch of us standing together, and we were all kind of snickering. And he walked over to us. He says, I'm not taking it off until it's my turn to drive it. He said, he just walked away. And somebody pointed it out to that supervisor. Oh, he was hot. Boy, the next night, he said, had a meeting. Don't y'all ever stick nothing on the back of that thing again. Oh, man, then it became like a thing.
Hey, Dean, that was old Dave. The current Dave would never do that to you. That was old Dave. Bad guy.
Right.
I
No,
tried.
I'm not saying nothing. I'd do it to you today, probably.
You know what?
I tried.
Old Dave. I'm watching you, new Dave. That
Yeah.
is no name.
Oh, let me tell you what he did. He came on the noontime show yesterday and called Miss Elizabeth old.
No, I didn't.
You did. You came on there and said, you're old.
I called you old.
No, you didn't put my name on there. You just said you're old. And we figured out that you were talking about Miss.
You go,
No.
Hill.
I don't want her sending me to hell.
She'll do it. Oh my gosh. And then she pointed out, she says, you know, out of the three of us, I am the youngest one.
Ooh. Oof.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oof. I don't know. I'm just 39. So
Here's a fun one. This will make you feel real young.
yeah.
If you think about it, right now we are further away from the year 2000, you know, from the turn of the millennium, than the year 2000 is from the end of the Vietnam War.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Right? Make you feel nice and youthful, don't it?
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
Just think, in a few more years, we'll be further away from the 2000
Hey, talk
than
about
we were born before it.
people got filthy rich. That's the greatest scam ever. People made a lot of money on Y2K.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Books, seminars.
I don't understand how, like, I get it. All right. So most people are, for lack of a better term, dumb. I get that. Because you got the average IQ is you know, in America, I think it's like I think it's a little over 100. I think the average IQ in America is like 100.56 or something like that.
Yeah.
Some goofy number. So you figure everybody else, that means that's the average. That means that roughly half, just ballparking, just really fudging the numbers here. Let's just say that half are under that. That's a lot. That is what, 165 million dum-dums just walking around mostly, but let's say half of that is even lower. Let's say half of that is lower than like 80. You know, Forrest Gump was at like 84, mind you. Just saying.
Yeah.
So let's say that half of those are under 80. That's it's 82.5 million. Just absolute knuckle dragging troglodytes, just guttural grunts on everything. They're the people that are the reasons why we need pictures next to the menu items above the counter. That way, they don't even have to think of it and say, "Hey, I'd like a double cheeseburger, please." They just point and go, "Ugh,
Ugh.
ugh, ugh, ugh."
These and those are the same people, the exact same people that thought when COVID hit, they were going to quit cutting down trees to make toilet paper. They went out and bought every pack of toilet paper they could possibly find because they didn't want to use leaves to wipe their butt.
Yeah, but COVID comes along, and everybody thinks, for some reason, they thought they were going to be pooping 10 times the normal rate.
Right. Yeah, because COVID's definitely going to affect the rate at which they make toilet paper.
Here's the fun one, because I remember when I found out, I caught wind, hey, your family texts around, whatever. Well, my parents were hearing about a lot of clearing out of shelves, and they were a little worried about me because I had just moved into my place. It's a bachelor pad. It's already like every bachelor refrigerator is like
Yeah.
bunch of Taco Bell sauce packets and maybe a half a gallon of sour milk. Like that's, you know what I mean? That's a standard refrigerator for a bachelor. So they were worried that I wouldn't have any food. Like,
And buying the sausages in the cabinet.
right. They said, well, you better run to the store real quick after work or something and get yourself something, to ride this out. Not ride out the apocalypse like these idiots thought they were doing, but ride out those idiots' checking accounts, if that makes any sense. Yes. So the limit on their panic buying, I had to ride that out.
Yeah.
So I went to the store right after work, and of course the shelves are damn near bare. Ramen noodles, gone. Out there. Ramen noodles are all wiped out. Kraft singles cheese,
gone.
Eggs, don't know.
Gone.
Macaroni and cheese, the blue box, gone.
The cheap stuff.
Not the stuff you have to actually make and have, some basic home economics knowledge to cook. Like boiling water, tossing it in there, and throwing some freaking Velveeta on there, which the Velveeta was gone too.
Bread was gone.
Bread and peanut butter. It's like, dude, you guys think you're going to ride out the apocalypse on stuff that's going to expire next week? What is wrong with you? I went over to the canned foods section. It looked like it was freshly stocked. Not even touched. It's like, well, clearly these idiots ain't planning on cooking in the post-apocalyptic world. Just ramen noodles that has the same nutritional value as gravel, they're going to ride out the apocalypse on.
And how are they going to cook it? How are they even going to cook it? I mean, that's got to be cooked. Why not at least go over to the canned food aisle and get a can of Chef Boyardee? You can eat that right out of the can.
The water was wiped out, all the bottled water.
Yeah, because they're going to quit making water because of COVID.
And it's a friend of mine had issues with her tap water at the time. She was upset because they didn't have when we got to the store, because I told her about it and she went, "Oh, good, got it." She said, "I don't have any water at home. My tap water's messed up. I only have a couple of gallons of spring water." She said, "I'm screwed. I better get there." I said, "Well, come on, we'll have a little party.
Yeah,
we'll go after work together." We went there. She made a beeline for the water section, and the look on her face of disappointment, of just, like, what am I going to do now? There were like a couple of straggler bottles. So I told her, I said, you know what? I said, you got to get a couple of things. I got an idea. It's not a guarantee, but I have a gut feeling that I know a way around this. I said, meet me over in the camping section in 5 minutes. Went over to the camping section. Sure as can be. There it is, fully stocked on the rack. Sawyer water filters for camping. The little puddle suck. They were completely stocked. There was none missing because people are too dumb to think that far ahead.
Another thing too, they have these little collapsible water bucket things that holds like 5 gallons. It has a little spout on it. I've got a couple of those. So you run out of water, you can go to your neighbors. Hey, let me get some water.
Yep.
Fill it up. Bring it back. You've got water. No, it's not spring water. It's tap water, but it's water. I mean, my goodness, it's water. When did drinking tap water become a sin?
Well, I do get it. Some people have issues with their pipes. They get that muddy tap water coming through, or maybe if there's some issue between their pipes and the rest of it.
Yeah,
I get it. Or and people with wells often
I've got a well.
have issues
I
with
like my well water.
Yeah, oftentimes people have issues with their well water because there's something messed up with their wells.
Well, I also have a salt water filter that's hooked into my well system, and it runs through that before it comes in the house. It doesn't have to have electricity, but my well does, and my electricity goes out on screw.
Now, to be fair, I do filter all of my drinking water through a Brita filter, one of those ones that sits in the fridge and you fill up the top and it slowly drips into the bottom. It tastes way better. I can easily taste the difference.
The only thing I use water for, I don't drink water straight anyway. I got a little thing in my fridge. I change the filter out and I get water out of the fridge door. It filters it. But as far as making my coffee or my Kool-Aid drink, man, throw it in the jug. Throw it in the pot.
I was in Atlanta many, many years ago, and they had the gasoline shortage. Like people, they were having to escort gasoline trucks, with the police. This is pre-COVID, years before.
This
I was in
like
Atlanta
in the early '70s when Carter was president, right?
No. This has only
I'm
been
pretty sure you were around for that, weren't you? You were like,
sure I was. Sure
20?
I was.
You were like 20 then, right?
Oh, shut up. So I was down in Atlanta, and I'm trying to tell a story here, man. Come on.
Sorry.
Listen to him. He even sounds like an old codger. Come on, man.
I know. He
Come on.
sounds like Robert D. Rayford did. Shut up.
Famous old codger we happen to know, doesn't he? Used to be. Come on, man. Come on,
you old curmudgeon. Finish your story, Pepper.
So anyway, shut up, Robert. So I went to Atlanta, and I wasn't on empty, but I said, we better get some gas. I hear there've been shortages. So we found this big station. My God, they were just sitting on that station like, it was like Mad Max. They had workers out in the parking lot they had armed guards, man. People were they were pushing people out of the way, like fighting over the gas. I said, I ain't doing this, because the guy said, you are number 123 in line or something. I said, I'm out of here. This is how stupid people are. I went down the street a quarter of a mile. I found this other station that had 3 cars at the pumps, and I got gas. They literally thought that was the only place in town that had gas. It was stupid.
Oh my gosh.
That's another thing. They started going bonkers on the gas during the whole COVID thing. That was the next thing to start going. And so I had 4 or 5 gallon jerry cans, like those World War II metal jerry cans.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't like going to the gas station for gas for my mower. I like to just have it ready in the garage.
Yeah.
So I got all 4 of those. I came home. They had said that they were going nuts on gas. So I came home, unloaded all the stuff that I got from the store after work. I went straight out to my shop and I welded up a rig that held all 4 of them upright in the tailgate of in the bed of my truck.
Huh.
I welded up this cage for it so it would hold them all up, and I took it straight to the gas station, and I figured I had to fill my tank too. And the look on the guy's face when I walked up to the counter and went, hey, I need $130 on 5. Guy looks out there, he goes, how big of a tank you got on that thing?
See, this was the dumb thing about that to me. What was the whole thing about COVID? Shelter in place. Stay at home. Why do you need gas if you're staying at home?
For generators, for the people who are going super crazy with it.
Okay. Stay at home.
The end of the world, man. You got to remember, the CDC really did a number on these morons. They scared the living daylights out of them.
Yeah, but see, that's just it. That was that bottom quarter or third of the underneath the average of our IQ line or whatever. The bottom quarter and third just went nuts with it. They were like, oh my gosh, we're going to be living in tents before this is over with. My house is going to be gone. We're not going to have trees anymore. We're not going to be able to make toilet paper. Oh my gosh, water's going to be gone. Oh Lord, they're going to quit making gasoline.
Thought Mad Max.
Yeah.
The one I liked was when you went in the store and they made you walk one way or something, and people would break it and just walk. Oh my gosh, people they'd say, you're going the wrong way.
Oh, I used to go the wrong way on purpose just to get that reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the arrows on the floor? Yeah, but I ain't that dumb. the damn coronavirus don't see those arrows.
All the Karens would sing you the song of their people. It goes a little something like, "Sir, sir, sir,
Sir,
sir,
sir.
sir." Oh,
You know, and you see the little old lady reaching up, trying to get the thing off the top shelf, and you go to help her, and she's like, "Oh!"
yeah. So that's what we learned. We learned that at restaurants, COVID stays above 4 feet. So when you sit down at a table, you can take your mask off because it stays above your head like a cloud, like a smoking section, kind of. You know that cloud that hangs up there.
And I'm thinking they ought to bring back smoking sections because, you know, if COVID works like that, I know cigarette smoke does.
And so we learned that as long as you were eating, COVID suddenly just stopped being.
Yes.
Oh, this was my favorite one. And this one, still to this day, I'm the only one that I know that has pointed this out. Everybody was freaking out about the social distancing thing, right?
Yeah.
Social distancing. Why is it that in cases, and I can't think off the top of my head a good example for this, but why is it that in cases where there's a divider between us and we're all facing the same direction, is that considered social distancing? Means here to here. We're facing each other. We're social. Yeah. When we're both standing in a lineup, that means the Gestapo is inspecting us. No, that means that we're not socializing. All of our air is going that way. We are a human claymore mine of germs.
Yeah.
And how does you had different masks, and you had those that went over your mouth, but you had those guys that walked around with just the thing that hung down. That's no mask. It's like, how's that legal?
Or they'd wear it to here, but not over their nose. You know. And here's another thought for y'all. And I don't know if y'all realize this. I've actually put some thought into this. Okay. So that's all to scare you, right? Automatically. COVID didn't affect you when you went to pee. Because think about it, they didn't move them urinals to a socially distance apart. Yeah. They were within 5 feet. You went to pee, you weren't safe.
Well, I'd rather fight
COVID. Did not work in the restaurant.
I'd rather fight COVID than some of the stuff I've had to fight through to get out of a bathroom.
Well, let's be honest here. As men, there's an unspoken, unwritten guy code when it comes to the urinals.
Yes.
We know what we're talking about. We know the rules.
Yeah.
Number one, you don't talk.
Well, you can talk. You just have to look this way.
No. That's breaking of rule number one. You leave them alone. They're there to do a job and get the hell out of there and get over this socially awkward situation as quickly as possible. Don't talk to them. Don't hold them up. Just
mine are like I can deal with talking. I won't initiate the talking, but I won't be. I won't just leave them hanging or whatever. And it's like you could look here and talk. You could shut your mouth and look here, direct at this level. That's fine. The second your eyes start to, what are you looking at?
Yeah. You just don't ever look over. Yes, Jeneth. See, Jeneth, she's from Rome. She knows the men bathroom rules. Don't look over the top.
There's also, I always wanted to make an arcade game, a little like goof game, where you're like almost like a race. Well, not even a little like a race game, like almost like Space Invaders. Like it's something that's approaching. You have to think fast. Yeah. I want to see how women do on this. The whole like guy code, just program it so that you open the door of a bathroom and there's a randomized pattern of men at the urinals, and you have to pick the appropriate urinal, the one that screams no homo the most, Because sometimes there's those weirdos where you got the one all the way to the left in a row of like a dozen, and
they'll get right next to you
over and walks right up to number 2.
Yeah,
like he's just elbow to elbow.
That's rule number 2 for the men's room. You don't take side by side urinals. You always move down.
Yep.
Always. That's rule number 2.
It ends.
Yeah.
But then there's some of them, like the one at work, there's 4 of them. And number 2 in that row is an automatic sensor. I don't like touching that handle. I've seen people's bad hygiene. I don't want to crank that handle to flush it. I want the little machine to say, oh, he moved, so it's time to flush. So I'd take that one above all else.
But I figured the third unwritten rule for guys going to the bathroom is do not make eye contact. Just don't do it.
What I hate is the guys that hang out in the bathroom and make personal phone calls. And while I'm trying to use the restroom, I got to hear about everything they got to pay, how many they're fighting with their wife or girlfriend, or arguing with a bill collector or something. Dude,
They always
come on.
They always think they're in the cone of silence too. It's like, we can hear you, right?
Yeah.
Somebody just heard you announcing to your mom on the phone or whatever. Yeah, the doctor said it got too engorged, so they just lanced the hemorrhoid, and it's starting to heal up pretty good. It's like, first off, now I know why you were in the bathroom or in the long. Now I know why when I heard the toilet paper rip a couple seconds later, I heard
or
they're
in there talking on the phone. Oh man, they're always in the stall. They always take up the stall. Okay. I usually think it's employees and they're playing a video game, but they're always taking up a stall, and you can hear them when they're talking. Oh Lord, I don't think this constipation's ever going to end.
Yeah.
You know they're going to be there. So you might as well leave.
You ever get a full lineup and they're all tooting away? It's like the horn section of an orchestra.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
It's not the horn section of an orchestra or a parking lot at a Mexican restaurant.
Yep.
Or you're in the restroom and somebody beats on the door. It's the cleaning crew. It's a lady, and she's like, "Anybody in here?" And you're like, "Yeah." Well, how long you gonna be? I don't know.
Right.
Till I'm done.
In about 3 more inches. I'm sorry. That's what I should have said that with my thinker, not my talker. I'm sorry.
I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. How much longer are you going to be? About 3 more inches.
Flush. I'll be right out.
Oh, man.
I'm done with
Lord.
Oops. We got, at my current place of employment, it's a very, very large Hispanic, percentage, of the people that work there. A lot of Hispanic people. And you can tell when there's a good soccer game on or football, because those stalls are loaded up. It is the most poopinest population you ever did see, because they're in there for a good 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time. It's like, we know you're watching the game. We're not stupid, but some of us are out here prairie dogging it. Move it.
And for those of you who don't understand the term prairie dogging, think about, in the old West when the prairie dogs would poke their head up, duck back in the hole, up out of the hole, back in the hole, and then use your imagination.
Just imagine like an upside down version of whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Just with one mole.
Yeah. Hopefully. Don't tell us to stop. We're preaching it here. Come on. Everybody's prairie dogged it at some point in time.
I was in a bathroom once, and there was one urinal and one toilet. And this dude, there's already a guy in the toilet. And this guy comes in. He comes in the door, unbuckling his pants like the douche fixing to have an accident. And he goes, "My God, somebody's already in there." And he's sitting over there bouncing around. He beats on the door. And he's like, "Hey, how long you gonna be in there? I think you already been there long enough." The guy said, "Hey, I'm having a problem in here." He goes, "Well, I got a big problem out here." I'm like, I'm getting out of here, man. This is fixing to be poop wars or something going on.
Like a battle between Fat Man and Little Boy, and there's about to be an explosion. You don't want to be Hiroshima.
I was like, I'm out.
I'm out because the trash can's fixing to get used.
Oh, God.
Another way
you be a bag.
This would be bad, but I know people have done this too. They come out and the cleaning lady goes, "Is there anybody else in there?" And they go, "No, it's all clear." And your buddy's in there.
I've done it. Oh, you're clear. And then your buddy's in there, and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. He told me there was no one in here." And he comes out, your buddy looks at you, and go, "You're an ass." Yeah.
Jen, we're venting about this stuff. There's no rules to vent.
That's
Update.
right. We're venting.
That's right. No rules. It's your vent.
We can vent about anything.
Yes.
You
He's
can
venting about our venting.
Disgusting venting. How about that?
He's venting about our venting.
I was at work one day and I had to go pretty bad. And the first 3 bathrooms I went to were being cleaned. No, one was tore up, 2 were being cleaned. I headed towards the 4th one, and I knew it was not going to make it to a 5th one. And the whole way there, it's like, I hope nobody tries to stop me, talk to me, whatever. And you've got like a singular mission: get to this bathroom. And you get there and you walk in, and they're full house. It's open, but it's full. You're like sweating, like, oh.
You ever see those videos of those guys that'll say, "Hey, can I get some toilet paper?" And they go to pass it underneath, and they'll get like Ella hand, something, and they'll
or something on their hand.
they'll smear a little on there. Some of those guys get, oh my God, they turn red right away.
I saw one where the mom asked her kids to bring her some toilet paper, and they brought her the toilet paper, and they went to hand it to her through the door, and she had like a handful of Nutella. "Oh, thank you," and just wiped it on the back of their hand while she grabbed the toilet paper. And the kid's just like, ugh.
Oh, best prank ever.
They just thought something they didn't do to Kaylee.
Yeah, so if you see me wander off to a stall with a jar of Nutella, no, you didn't. Mind your business.
Guys, I hate to, but I've not had a great day. I'm gonna have to get off here.
Yeah.
My back is screaming, and I thoroughly enjoyed all the show tonight from beginning to end.
Yeah, thanks, Steve, for coming on. We appreciate you. Folks, give the Half Pine Forge a follow on Rumble. He's an awesome dude, and we have a lot of fun with him. How about the movie Training Day? I'm not familiar with that. Thank you, Miss Jen. And thanks to John Frady, and he'll be back, and Steve will be back. And as long as the earth is still here and we're still here, we'll be back together again.
Yes. And we got Cornbread Nation tomorrow night. Don't forget to tune in for that. We'll have a full round of shows on Friday, all 3, morning, lunchtime, and evening.
I'll be in the morning with the Patriot Morning Show. Good night, Dean Potts.
Good night, Dean.
Brother Dean.
Hey, we're glad your mama's doing good. Tell her I said thank you for popping in on the lunchtime show today. So
over in the Rumble chat, I dropped my links earlier.
Good.
Did the promotional video that I made for my vendor setup, I threw that on my YouTube account. And all it does is just tells everybody to go to Rumble. So
okay.
I love it. The only video. How's that doing? Your thing.
I'm still in the hole, but I mean I spent a lot of money on that. I really went overkill. Pretty much everybody around me, all my neighbors at that particular function it's my setup looks way more professional. I put a lot of more work into it, a lot more money into it. So it's going to be a while before I make my money back.
Well,
that's disgusting, broski. I mean,
broski,
super freaking disgusting.
Come on, dude.
My gosh.
There got to be better ways to get the insanity play.
What?
See, and your screen is frozen right there with that face. Oh, there you go.
No, my face was frozen in
and that screen.
That was
Yeah.
Broski, that's going a little too. At that point, just go to jail
Yeah.
and give it up. The jig is up, man. Just go to jail.
Yeah. If you're having to eat peanut butter to keep going to jail, it's
Nope.
not going to help.
No, he did not avoid jail time. He went to a different type of jail where they leather straps, and you get to, whether you like it or not, you're starfishing on that bed.
Yeah.
And you don't get to roll over, you don't get to toss and turn, you get to just stare at the ceiling. And
Unless you have that special attendant that's going to take care of you, then you just get to stare at the pillow.
yeah, well, Sarah Connors had to set that special attendant there, and she got a tongue across the face. So I don't want the special attendant.
No. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all make sure to tune in tomorrow night for Cornbread Nation show. Make sure you pop over to Half Pine Forge. Give Mr. Steve here a big old follower over there, Half Pine Forge and Half Pine Forge Live. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on everywhere. Because we are everywhere. Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, Truth, Gather. Is there any place we're not, Dave?
Oh, there's probably one or two, but they're not worth having. So
don't forget to check out our radio station. We're going to have links up on that this week. So you'll be able just to pop right over there to it and everything. So, yeah, y'all tune in. Let's keep this party rolling. Barry Broski said it sounds like a party for SEC players. Look, we've been trying to explain to him, Steve, that there's no conference like the SEC. He's swearing up and down this Big Ten is the way to go. But it sounds to me like Broski's looking for a Big Ten. So I'm just going to let it go there. Broski can do the math. Probably very nice. Sorry, Broski. Love you, brother. I know I'll pay for that later. But on that note, y'all have a great night. I give you a great old big salute. God bless. And we will see y'all next time. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave from the Rock Hall of Fame. Humpday views from the Cornbread Nation. Rob and Dave on the Humpday.